Hello, 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 hello. Let's get to the right screen. Hello, guys. Happy Sunday. Oh, goodness me. Oh, I'm so glad you made it, Janet. Hello, guys. And welcome to Sundays in the Studio with me. If this is your first time joining me, welcome, welcome. See a lot of familiar faces and names, I should say. Hello, Sue and Lori and Loretta. So, oh my goodness gracious, you bike all over the world, girlfriend. Hello, Chris and Donna. So glad that you're here, Donna. Just want you to know I'm thinking about you and your family right now. Hi, Sandy Cavalier and Mary Davis and Linda Safranco. Good to see you guys on. Oh, goodness me. So it is almost 80 degrees here. Beautiful sunny day. Some clouds out. How is it in your neck of the woods? And where are you joining me from? Oh, my goodness gracious, Sharita. I was thinking about you and all my other friends in Oklahoma and Omaha. We used to live in Nebraska. Just hope that everyone is safe and well and minimal to no damage. Sorry, my glasses have makeup on them, I think. So, story of my life. Even worse now. Hello. But yes, it's just, when we lived in Omaha, I remember being in my friend's house. We were scrapbooking, and we had to be in her basement. Well, we were in her basement scrapbooking, but then we had to stay there. Couldn't go home, and I just lived up the hill. But there was a tornado. So, anyway, okay. More better. Mo better. Beautiful in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. And Brenda from South Carolina. Hi, Teresa and Dawn and Betty and Cindy. So many of my creative community tribe is here. Hello, Linda Myers. It's a long night. Oh, I'm sure, Sharita. Well, check out the replay. It will be on my YouTube channel. So, but let me know you're here. We are streaming on both my YouTube channel and my Sandy McTeer Designs page. So welcome. This is going to be an interactive lesson today. So I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. So, and then I've got to do something at the beginning of the live. The picture, I don't know what has changed with the company I use to do my graphics and stuff, but it always looks blurry. I mean, I'm not blurry, right? But the words are blurry. So I've got to figure out what the heck is going on. So we'll just have a little studio chit chat. It's 4:03. We'll give a couple of minutes and get started because I have a lot to share with you guys and some creativity that I'm looking to get into today with y'all's help. So Loretta said, cloudy somewhere in South Carolina, about 75, hoping to stop overnight in Savannah. I love Savannah. Love, love, love Savannah. Hi, Donna Pultz and Robin. For everybody that was just at the expo in Portland, it looked amazing. I am home. Oop, little birdie just flew by my window. I'm home the whole month of May, which is not the usual, but I have to tell you, I'm very excited because I have to get ready for the Art Expo in Chattanooga, and then I have to get ready for Painting Palooza. On top of that, stuff with my membership group. So let me just pull this up real quick if you're not sure what I'm talking about. This is the very first annual Painting and Craft Expo in Chattanooga. Cannot wait to be there. I'm teaching 4 classes and I have a double booth. One of my classes is a mixed media mystery class with Tracy Moreau, and let me just tell you guys, it is amazing. Amazing. Oh, Virginia, that's so weird. You can no longer chat with Facebook Lives on your iPad. Something must have changed, right? Well, thankfully you can on your iPhone. Okay, so the projects that I'm teaching there are these, and again, in the little black box, we're not showing you yet, but we've got a fantastic class with lots of giveaways and a lot of fun and laughs. in that mixed media class in Chattanooga. So I hope you guys can plan to be there. That is the website. You can go online, get the catalog, check it out. It's going to be a ton of fun, okay? Now, the next one is OKC Painting Palooza, and that is in August. That one, let me find right there, is the website and the dates. The classes that I'm teaching, I have, oh my goodness, 4 classes and a triple booth. That Merry Christmas class sold out, and they've made more space for it, so which is exciting. Anywho, so again, check those out. If you're looking for a painting convention to go to, I hope to see you there. I will be at both and cannot wait. Yes, the, let's turn that off and come right back up here. You know, the thing is, when I don't do these for like even a week, and I haven't been here for 2 weeks, but I always am afraid I'm going to hit the wrong button. So yes, Loretta, you need to. And submit to teach. Submit to teach at OKC. I had to turn my iPad to chat. Oh, that's a good tip that Brenda shared. Okay, so let me know you guys are here. If you're over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I'd love for you to. Also on both, whether you hit that $sign on YouTube or the I'll have to look at that. Or the sending stars on Facebook. That money goes to the World Central Kitchen. All of it's donated. So if you want to donate, that's where you can do so. And then that money goes to them. So I'll see you in Oklahoma for 2 classes. Awesome. Can't wait to see you again, Janet. It was so much fun with you guys in Houston. So it is this year, Loretta, but not next. So you can always submit for next year, and yeah. So, alrighty. Who did I see? Hello, Lucy, Matt. Looked like you had a wonderful time at the workshop. And Pam. Oh my goodness. Hi, Robin. Oh, thank you. Robin also shared the link for Painting Palooza. Appreciate that. All right, we're going to do about 3 more minutes, just kind of chit-chatting and talking, and then we're going to get started because I've got a lot to talk to y'all about. So, don't understand how y'all do this so often. Well, Lucy, my studio is an absolute wreck right now because when I got home, I dumped all my stuff from my seminar, which I had a fantastic seminar. Hello, Kathy Pruitt. Good to see you. One of the ladies I painted with at the Knoxville seminar, Betty, is from Grants Pass. And so had a lot to talk about and just told her how much I absolutely adore all y'all there and painting with you, and what a beautiful part of the country that is. So, oh, Janet, so do I. I'd love to come to Montreal. I have only been to, when I went to Buffalo, they took me over the border to Niagara Falls, and then we went to that really quaint British town, which I always forget the name of it. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful place. All right, thanks, that works. Oh, awesome, Virginia. I'm so glad that tip from Brenda worked on your iPad. She said she had to turn it to chat. So, anyway, so the piece I did, where is it at? Where did I put it? Oh, here. So this is the piece I did, one of the pieces I did in Knoxville. And that's the second time I had been to paint with him. And I always say it's always so sweet and such a blessing to be invited to come teach. It's even sweeter when you're invited back. So I had painted with them before in 2017, and they invited me back, and it was just amazing. And you know, when you're there and they're like, when are you coming back? I'm like, invitations always, just let me know. Cause it's like a 5-hour drive, if that, which is nice cause I can load my car up with everything. But the bear And the miniature, I gave each of them a smaller version for an ornament. So I'm in the process of cutting them. They will be available on my website in May. But like I said, I'm home the whole month of May. I have quite a few things that need to go up on my website that are brand new, so be checking that out. And remember, you can always use, let's see where it says that. What is that one? Yep. On my website, you can always use the ART, A-R-T, all capitals, to get a discount on my website, unless you're in my membership group, which you get the best discount ever. So anyway, all right, let's put that there. And let's talk real quick about that. So I cannot wait, Donna. That'll be my third time, right? My third time? My second time, because the first time was March 2020 and we had to go to Zoom. And so I got to go to Newport News, Virginia, and I get to go back next year and adore those ladies. So looking forward to being back there. I love the bear too. It was so much fun. And in my membership group, might just be going out to some of you Happy Mail winners for April. So we'll see. I love sending Happy Mail. Speaking of, all of the orders that are going out this month go out with this fun little mini plaid stencil. I just put this one up on my website, I don't know, a week ago or so, and it's selling like hotcakes. You guys are loving that one. But I love to do a mini version of it. So that mini version, and how cute would that look, you know, on a smaller thing you're doing in your decorative painting, your art journal, your mixed media, whatever. And you just need that smaller version of the pattern. So that's going out. Hello, my friend Molly Ann. So glad you're here. And Norma Jean, we missed you yesterday. So glad you're here. Right, our third seminar, but second in person. Yes, cannot wait. Robin Richard, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. I always try and do that when I'm on someone's live and share links and stuff, especially Tracy's. And, you know, sometimes I'll nip on Lori Speltz or Lisbeth or somebody and just, you know, share links because it's very helpful. It's me, myself, and I pretty much. I do have some very good friends, my friend Molly Ann and Chris, who often share the links and answer questions, and I greatly, greatly appreciate them. So it would look amazing on a greeting card. Big version and small version. So anyway, thank you, Robin. I appreciate that. And then, you know, my M2 stencils, so and I say mine, they're not mine, they're ours. So Tracy Morrow and I, M square, so the M2 is Moreau McTier, okay? Anyway, so we have our, I think it's M229 with the postage stamp. I probably should put a piece of paper behind that, right? So you can see it. Let's get some paper here, Sandy, without knocking everything down. But anyway, this stencil right here. So we have a new one, M285, and it's just that cancellation part that I love. So that is M285. That will be on my website tomorrow, along with some new ones. Again, just have not had a chance from being away and being back, but your laser cutter must be heating up a storm. You got that, Kathy. Yours too. You've come out with some amazing things lately, especially the coffee thing. I'm gonna have to order some of those. Oh my goodness, Chris Avola, I'm so sorry. I hope you can find a copy of the key since he locked himself out. Anyway, okay. So, let's take care of giveaways. So hello, Virginia man. So, there's some people you say hi to and you say their first and their last name. I don't know why. She's one of them. Donna Poltz, Virginia man, Chris Avola. I'll say Molly Ann, but I won't say Molly Ann, her last name. So weird. Anyway, let's see what we've got going on. There we go. It looked like the comments over on YouTube had stopped, but there they are. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Linda Safranco. I appreciate that. Yes, yes. Oh, good, Sue. I'm glad she was talking about the new stencil yesterday. I unfortunately could not be on with her yesterday. I have deadlines that I have got to do. Take a brick just in case. Great advice, Robin, to get in that car, right? Okay, so real quick, first person that logged in and commented on YouTube and on Facebook, message me, and Carol, don't tell me no because you won a couple weeks ago. But if you were the first to comment on either YouTube or Facebook, private message me, go to my website, hit the little chat button, whatever, email me if you have my email address, and let me know what e-packet you want that's on my website. So we've got Mary Davis on Facebook and Carol Eves over on YouTube. One good thing with having a unique first name, right? I love your name, Molly Ann. Hi, Melinda. New to watching. Thank you so much for being here. I know we follow each other on Facebook, so I'm glad you're here. Hi, Nanette. Oh, my Houston peeps are showing up today. So have a little cranberry juice, because you know when you're away and you teach and you don't drink all the water you're supposed to be drinking. I don't need to say anything else. Anyway, haven't watched in a while. I have not seen your name in a while. Ann Easterling, so glad you're here. Oh, you're so welcome, Mary. Thank you. Thanks for being here. So make sure to message me and let me know what free e-packet you want. And Linda's Franco, now I got to order again. Question, I was on number 2. I know, maybe next time I should do not if the first person, but the number 2 person, right? Alrighty. Okay, well, let's take care of the other giveaways. So I had 3 giveaways from my last live, and we did the color wheel, you know, and just bare bones, kept it basic. Afterwards, I was talking to my friend Tracy and Morrow, and we were talking about color theory and, you know, getting to all the tertiaries and all these other. Again, sometimes it just can go over your head. So I hope you guys found that lesson beneficial. Color theory is very interesting. It's very helpful to know just the basics of color theory so that you can, you know, whether it's your wardrobe or the colors you want to put together on a project or whatever, it's good to know how you can mix them, what colors go well together, what are complementary colors, what are colors that clash. So, hello, Cecilia. I don't, you know, Linda, I don't know. The funny thing about YouTube lately that I've noticed is that I will be done with my live and then it shows that 2 people viewed it, where there might be 50 or 60 people on while we're doing it. So not sure. Not sure at all. Anyway, hello, Carol. Okay, so I had 3 giveaways and one of them was a set of stencils. So I had some extra of these from my friend Jamie at the Crafters Workshop. And then I love this little circle swirl and Baroque. Again, M279, Tracy Morrow and I, or the M Square stencils. And then I have this butterfly variety stencil, and the winner of those is Deborah Isom. Oh, Linda, I'll have to go check that out. Not sure. Can't do it right now. Yeah, and I agree with Janet. It's probably the cyberspace things. So, okay, so this is my thing with my giveaways. As you guys know, I will do those on my lives. I will be live all this week. I will have giveaways all this week because I'm going to be talking to you about my membership group. And so the thing is, if you contact me before my next Sunday live and let me know your mailing address, I will get these off to you. If I don't hear from you and you're watching a month later or a year later and you're like, oh, I won the giveaway, I'm sorry, but these go back into the stash that I have for giveaways, okay? So go to my website, hit that little chat button or hit the messenger button on Facebook, or email me at sandymcteardesigns@aol.com, and I will get them out to you. Okay, second set is exactly the same, and that winner, I know, Sharon. So Sharon, message me your mailing address, and I will get those out to you. Let's move these out of the way so I don't step on them. And then the third was we had a brush set, and this was for some awesome brushes from my friends at Dynasty, and it's a 1/2 inch angle shader, a 3/8 angle shader. These are my go-to angles. I love the black gold, but I have to tell you the bristles, the filament in these, ideal for floating color, okay? Small mezzaluna brush, which, hello, everyone needs. And then my favorite stencil brushes, the Stencil Pro, okay? So 4 brushes, plus I always throw extra goodies in with all those, goes to a viewer. And I'm not sure, Veronica, have you been with us before? But I put your name in from YouTube, and your name won. So, love the membership Zoom yesterday. Need to get some shoes to paint. Thank you, Judy. It was lovely having you on. I need to move these so I don't ruin them. Let me put them down here. Thank you, Laura. I got about 5 inches cut, and I feel much lighter, and that it has a little bit of a style, because before it just would flop. Would love to have a dragonfly stencil with different sizes. Coming this week, Kathy Pruitt. Coming this week. So, Sue Potts, you're amazing. Thank you so very much for that donation. You are, yes, especially with the difficulty in the East. Oh, you're going to choke me up because you're always so incredibly sweet. Thank you, Laura. Wow. Okay. Oh, that got me. Because you're always just so generous and so sweet, and I greatly appreciate you. Sandy is always so generous. Oh, Lucy, no problem. So, we missed you, but I knew you were busy, and I got a frog in my throat, sorry. And Betty said, congrats to all the winners. Oh my gosh, yes, watch all the time. Oh, thank you. Well, I'm so glad you left your name that time, because you won. So just message me. You can go to my website, hit that little chat button, and I will get those mailed to you. So don't check up. You have a lot to get through. Right, Sue? I know. Okay, guys, so I have a lot of fun things to share with you. But it's going to be interactive, okay? So today, my membership doors officially open. A month from today, the last leg of our journey. Laura Haberstraw, love you, girlfriend. What were those brushes again? I'd like to order them. So they were the 1/2 inch and the 3/8 faux squirrel angle, the small mezzaluna brush, and the 1/2 inch Stencil Pro brush. But I do have 3 giveaways, and I will announce those tomorrow, okay? Because I am doing a live today, tomorrow, Tuesday night. I have a lesson with my group, but as soon as I'm done with that, I'm going to jump on. So most likely it's going to be like 9 o'clock at night, Eastern time. Wednesday, Thursday, I will be live, and then Friday evening. So a week of me. And fun. So love a demo on painting the chipboard hummingbirds. I know, Debbie Sears. Let me tell you, every time someone orders those, I look at it and go, I have got to paint that for Debbie. So if you aren't a member, please consider joining. You will not be disappointed. Check out, oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that, okay? But then I also want to get creating. So just to give you a little backstory, in 2020, when the pandemic hit, up until that point, from 2015 to 2020, I was travel teaching almost every month or every other month. My calendar was very busy. In the month of 2020, I had 23 trips, and I only took 3. And those were prior to when things started to shut down, and then one thing I did for PBS in the middle of the summer. of 2020. But what I was missing was connecting with people and sharing my passion and my love for creating. So I started the Adventures of Art and Art Journaling with me. Since then, we've kind of dropped the art journaling because I know that sometimes people kind of get hung up on the art journaling part of it instead of just creating art. And so I know that my members that are loyal, that are with me, that have been with me for a long time understand that, but I kind of want to share that with you guys, that a surface is a surface is a surface, right? In the middle of the pandemic, I didn't want everyone to have to go out and get 1,000 different surfaces. Because first off, it would have been difficult. People are hunkered down. Many people lost their jobs. It was not a great time for me to start coming out with, you need this and you need this product and whatever. So it basically was use what you have. And if you can get a journal, then great, you are set, because there's 50 pages in these journals. Front and back, you've got 100 pages. And again, you're painting on paper in your journal, but then you take that outside your journal. And I have things like the, it's above. You can't see it there. Doggone it. Which one do I have that I pulled? I didn't pull it. Okay, but there are pieces that we've done in our art journal class that some I've shared with you guys. So like the mason jar of hydrangeas, I did as a thing, and because I wrote it and wrote a packet, my membership class or my membership group got it free. But let's come down here because I do want to show you guys some of my favorite things. What time tomorrow? Okay, so most likely tomorrow I will be on at 8 p.m. Eastern time, but I will share the time on my Sandy McTeer Designs page. A week with Sandy, what a treat. Oh, thank you. Okay, so I wanted to show you some of my favorite things that I've created with my group. So one of the things we've done is we've created on our art journal cover. So these are my favorite go-to art journals. They're Grumbacher mixed media in and out pages. What I love about them is that you can take your pages out and you can put them right back in. All right, so I'm gonna grab one because I do want to show you that, and I don't know where this one is in the journal, but I'll find it, that the lessons we do are all right here, but you could take this mixed media piece and imagine on a wood canvas crate, or one of those wood cradle canvases, okay? I try and do things that are a little outside the box, like showing how to create, fold out pages and doing different things with your journal, printing and sharing. I share all my tips and tricks and then some with my membership group. And I can share with you guys on Sundays, but I get to share, I don't know, a little more in depth, a little more intimate with my people, my creative community. I'm back, can't find my key, and this is why we have AAA. Oh my goodness, Chris. But sharing with them how to print on tissue paper. So we just have a ton of fun, and let me show you some of my favorites. Well, I did love that one. I love them all, to be honest with you. But one of my favorites is this one. Now, could you not see that on a canvas? And the thing is, in my membership group, you get the video, you get the line drawing, you get the colors I used. And when you join, you get full access. So if you're a newcomer and you join today or anytime this week before the doors close on Friday, you have access to over 180 plus lessons. All right, so some of the things I'm going to show you today are just a pittance of what we do. But this one was absolutely amazing with metallics and stuff. But again, forget that it's paper. Could you not see that on a 12 by 24 canvas or wood cradle canvas or something? We did drawing lessons. I showed them how to create flowers and look at shape and see shape for different things that you draw. We've done design classes, how to pick an object and create your own design, laying out flowers and things, and again, seeing those shapes. Wood grain. This one had texture, so the cotton, if you could feel it, has that texture. Love this one. Anyway, Chinese lanterns, but again, we did a whole week on backgrounds, or a whole month on backgrounds, and I used those backgrounds, and it's kind of similar to what we're going to do today. I'm going to let you guys help me pick. But those are some of my favorites. One of my other favorites from last year was we did the Old World Masters, and I know if you watch me on YouTube, you have seen these before. Well, my mother-in-law had peacocks for years. I love peacocks. Absolutely love them. But again, you can go into any of the guides and create any of the pages, any of these designs. You get the full video. And then I'm also live 3 to 4 times a month with my group, sharing what I love to do and sharing it with them. So I've not shared this anywhere outside my group, but we did our journal cover with that. We always come up with the word of the year. Last year was the Old World Masters, so Gustav Klimt. You know, and I try to not only challenge myself, but then challenge my members to create and think outside the box. Van Gogh's Almond Tree. We did Impressionism, Impressionistic style, loose painting. Georgia O'Keeffe. And again, if you've watched me, you've seen these, a lot of these before, and I'll share some of the newer ones. Georgia O'Keeffe, and I even created a t-shirt with that painted on it and wore it to a convention. Liechtenstein, which is that pop art. Andy Warhol. That's just from a convention. Leftover piece. We did Monet's Garden, and then we recreated it in all paper. Either paper from a magazine or painted paper that we created to create that same kind of collage design. Banksy. This year, we kind of took it a little different direction, and we're doing prompts. So, I know I shared with you guys last time. Oh no, I just shared this in my Knoxville seminar. So when we were doing Girl with the Pearl Earring, I wanted to take those colors and be inspired to do something different. We did it in the fall, so I did this piece, and one of my friends was like, that would make an amazing fabric. And I have to agree. I think that'd be so fun. And of course, I had to give my girl 2 pearl earrings, right? Will the Chinese lanterns ever be a pattern? Please, please, please. Kathy, I have to tell you, I know you've asked me. It probably would be easier for you just to join, even if you join for a month, so that you could get that line drawing, that pattern, and that video. That right there as a lesson would be cheaper than anything. But I tend to keep what I do with the group pretty much in the group, so that there's a benefit for you guys, all right? So this is Salvador Dali, and he has those elephants with the long, lanky legs. And then I had to give him a little challenge, and we did flying daisies with butterfly leaves. So Veronica, the days, I try and keep them around Tuesday and Thursday if I can. There are times that I have to switch it just on my schedule, basically. But I do try and keep to Tuesday and Thursday. I do a tip Tuesday or a technique Thursday, and then we have our lessons. And then we also have free quarterly Zoom classes. So yesterday in our free quarterly Zoom class, which is just in addition to our lessons for the month, that way we get to see each other. We get to put a name to a face, to a voice. We did shoes. So I had painted a pair of shoes for Dynasty to take to NAMTA. And so my membership group voted on what we were going to do, and we decided to do shoes. Some of them painted it on a tote bag, which was absolutely amazing. And so this is on my membership group, and there are, oh my goodness, so many YouTubes that we've already done. We've painted on fabric, we've painted on shoes, we've painted landscapes, we've painted so many different things. Okay, so this was this year. My word of this year is focus. And this week I'm going to be very focused to share as much as I can with you guys. So we have had our prompts, and you know, one of them was hearts. So I wanted to do puffy hearts so that they could do something dimensional. We had circles. and stencils and layering stencils. We had bubbles, and then I think I shared with you guys another one, which was the neurographic art. Oh goodness, this was a fun one. We did alcohol inks, and I shared my a little bit about alcohol inks. Squares was the prompt, and we did that. Green was the prompt, and we did that. And I'm saying prompt because you guys are going to help me in just a minute. Another one was taking a line drawing and making it look like you sketched it. Okay. And then the last one we did last week or the week before was this Be Kind. And then Tuesday, we're doing a basket. We are doing a basket with some flowers. That's all I'll say. So let me move those out of the way and see if I have, I don't know if I have it in this one, but let me check. Oh, I don't think so. I think oh, it's right here. Because with our prompts today, I pulled stamps, stencils, product, paint, you name it, so that you guys can help me figure what we're going to do today. Okay, so this was one that I did with my group, and that was one of the first ones, I think, where I showed them how you can print on tissue paper. So taking this and putting it on a surface, and I taught this in Colorado last year, I think. Same premise, same concept. Just because you're painting on paper does not mean that you can't paint it on another surface. But with my group, to have 3 to 4 lessons or 180 plus lessons in my group, to include guest artist lessons from Holly Hanley, Tracy Morrow, Deb Antonick, Marianne Andrezzi, oh my goodness, Erica Joanne, Kathy Hansen, Kat Kerr, so many different people that have, Lana Lamb, that have come in and done lessons for our group, that you can take it outside the book and do it somewhere else, okay? And I love this one. You have so many of them to do, but I hope one day to work on them. No problem. And I always say, don't ever feel like you're behind, because we all have so much going on in our lives right now, and that's what I love to tell my members. Just kind of pick and choose what you want to do, and then when you're in a slump or you are looking for some inspiration or whatever, go through the guides and look at all the lessons that we have. We have a fantastic group of ladies that are supportive, encouraging, cheerleaders, and many of them are putting their comments in the comment section, and I can't look at them because I'm a wuss and I'll cry. This is one of my favorite lessons that we did, and I'm gonna, I know Sue Potts wants me to do this today. But when we're done at one point, I will go back and I will do the background for this and then share more with you guys this week. So anyway, the year before we did Flowers of the Month, and just, you know, a lot of these lessons, a lot of these things are in my membership group. Oh, I do love her. She was sweet. So at Christmas time, we did her. But how pretty would she be on an ornament? Just on a canvas, on a gift bag. Get out of your mind that this is an art journal and that you have to paint it on an art journal page. You don't. You can paint it anywhere you want to, okay? Now, let me break this up just a little bit and share with you guys this information. If you've not seen this from DecoArt, y'all, this is a great way for you to earn up to $10,000 in cash prizes. Simply 2 ways to enter. You can upcycle a piece and load a video, and I'm going to show you the piece that I cut because I'm going to do it. Or you can just register and then invite people to be a part of it. So, or to check it out. They're just trying to spread the word about DecoArt. And so go there. Let me put the website up. You can go there, DecoArt.com, and it'll pop up, okay? Each page is even more breathtaking than the last. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Kay Reynolds, I'm so sorry to hear that. We need to get that slump out of you, right? And hopefully today I'm going to share some ways with you guys that it will help you get out of that slump, okay? So I cut on my laser this fun dragonfly, and I'm going to create on that with the DecoArt paint, but let me show you how I think I'm going to create it. This is just kind of in my head right now, but, and I'll get it. I'm pulling things off my wall here to share with you. But one of the lessons I did with my membership group on our quarterly free Zoom class a couple years ago was we did this wood canvas cradle and just took pieces and parts and odds and ends and created this mixed media piece. Okay, I'm kind of thinking that that would look super cool on my dragonfly with cogs and wheels and I don't know, maybe a paintbrush for his body. So that's kind of what's in my mind, and I will share with you guys what I do with it. So you were just playing with the white daisies, dropped watercolor paints on them. I like how they turned out. Awesome. So what did Judy say? She ordered all the DecoArt paints from Pinecraft, and let me pull their thing up here. So Pinecraft does have all of the DecoArt paints in a bundle. You can get the bundle at DecoArt.com as well. But Pinecraft has them in the 2-ounce bottles. They also have them, the new colors, the new Americana colors. So go check them out. But anyway, this is just an old house brush. In fact, when I took it out of the garage, my husband goes, "What are you doing with my brush?" I'm like, I'm going to create some art with it. These guys are hot glue dots that I just glued, you know. And so everyone's was different. Everyone's was amazing. And that's what I love about our group is that they put themselves into those pieces that we create. And it's just fun. It's fun, fun, fun. Okay, let's get started. Kay Reynolds, we've been there. Prep something. Yes, prep something. Gesso something. Okay, have you guys seen the videos either on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram where they show the two different things? And mostly it's when people are getting their hair done. So I think I'll come back up here and talk to you guys instead of you looking at my hands. Oh, Robin, we're gonna have to work on that and get you going. Sue Potts, lately I've taken some Zoom that the designer teacher has done on canvas. I chose to do them in my journal book. My walls have no more room for canvases. I convert the design to my journal page and still paint along with everyone. Yes, it does save on the cost of surfaces. I love a good surface, don't get me wrong. But everything we do in in my membership group is you can do it in the journal or you can do it on another surface, completely up to you. But you know what Sue said, that's a great reminder that we don't have a lot of wall space anymore, and those things can be a little costly. So you don't watch TikTok. TikTok is the black hole like Pinterest. Okay, so we're gonna do how expensive are the 2-ounce bundles. I'm not sure Kay over on Pinecraft, but I will say that he has them cheaper than anywhere else. Okay, I'll pop his website up again for you. Hopefully you can see that. Pinecraftinc.com. Oh, thank you, Janet and Cindy, for sharing the video. That just popped up on my notifications. Okay, so we are going to create, and I want you guys to help me. Okay, so my plan this week is just to share some of the things that I do from backgrounds and how I get started. When the pandemic hit, like I said, I was supposed to go to Chris Hoy's shop in Ohio, Urbana, Ohio, and do a workshop with her. And then when everything kind of just fell apart, she said, "Do you want to take it to Zoom?" And I'm like, I've had Zoom like 4 or 5 years on my computer and I've never done one. I've had YouTube forever and I had never had an online presence. It was always, I love face-to-face. Oh, do you see that grape one? Do you see that in the background? I did that with my membership group as well. Anyway, so in my first Zoom class, I had 92 people, and then I had 91, and then I think I did an art journaling class with feathers and something else, and I had like 89 people. And during that, I had already been thinking about starting a membership group, and so I brought it up during that Zoom class, and they're like, yes, yes, yes. So I was blown away with how many people signed up initially and continued to be blown away. One thing I've always done is I have left the doors open pretty much on my website, but I'm going to tell you on Friday they close. Okay. I've not raised my price since I started when the doors opened. And I don't intend to raise my price. I think $34 a month is a great value for you to have for 180 plus lessons, plus me three to four times a week. Plus me and all my tips and tricks. And when you have a question, I'm always eager and happy to help, whether it's email, messenger, or in the group. So we'll leave it at that. Okay, so on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, they usually have hairdressers, and the lady goes, okay, color or highlights or short or long. Have you guys seen those videos? Let me know in the comments if you have. So, and I'm going to take a drink because I'm talking 90 to nothing. I like painting in my journal because it's so much easier to store the finished pieces. And it's still art. You're still creating. That's the thing. And the more you allow yourself to play and create and paint, guys, everything else you do, if you're an oil painter, this style of painting is still beneficial to you because you're giving yourself the opportunity and the chance to play and create and learn different things that you can use in your regular style of painting. I used to be a very tight painter, very stroke work painter. And while I can still do that, I love the loose play of creating in my art journal. So anyway, I just keep buying. Well, we're going to use those up, Kay. We need to use those up. Okay, you haven't seen those videos? Yes, some end up interesting combos, right? Okay. Thank you, Chris. I think it's a tremendous value as well. All right, so this is what we're going to do, and you guys are going to help me. So the first thing is going to be, and I'm going to create a couple of pages, or at least two, that then tomorrow I will paint something on. And we're going to play and have fun this whole week, okay? And I'm just going to talk about my membership group and hope that you get it. And if you get tired of me talking about it, I'm so sorry, because again, I want to connect with y'all, create with you on a different level than we can do here on a Sunday. I love my Sundays in the studio, but at the same time, I get to connect and share more of my life and my stories. And also get to share in the life and stories of my members. So, okay, so the first one, and in the comments, all you have to do is write either or, okay? Don't write either or, but I want you to write one of these words. So on my journal page, remember the journal pages I can take out of my journal. So I've taken that one out of my book. So in the background, I either use gesso or matte medium to start all my pages, okay? So what are we going to do? Are we going to do texture? Or are we going to do smooth? Hi, Desiree. So good to see you on. Thank you, Yvonne. Yvonne, has your package made it down under yet? I hope it gets there soon. Okay. Tell me. I miss oils too, Robin, and I just got from Royal Talons, I got a huge set of water-soluble oils that don't smell. And I'm going to be doing some things with them. Okay, texture or smooth? Texture or smooth? Always texture. So I have to tell you guys, when I was telling my husband, I said, what do you think about this idea? And he goes, okay. He didn't really get it because he's not seen those videos either. But I said, I guarantee the majority of everyone's going to say texture, and that's what it is. Okay, so we have texture. Okay, so I'm going to tear off smooth and put texture there. Next is collage, which is dictionary papers, collage paper, whatever, or stamps and stencils. Okay. Oh, Yvonne, you didn't know you have a package coming? You have a package coming. You have Happy Mail coming from the membership group. Okay, collage or stamps and stencils? Let me know in the comments. Who just sent stars? You guys are so sweet. Thank you, Marilyn. Oh, you're amazing. Thank you for the stars over on Facebook. Okay, collage, stamps or stencils? Both. I was hoping someone would say both. Let me just say we probably will use both since we went with texture, because I want to use the stencils with texture. So, okay, I'm going to leave both those there because I know I probably am going to do some texture with a stencil. Okay, circles or squares? Circles or squares? I was going to do this as we went along, and I thought, no, I'm just going to do them all up front. Then we can have a little bit of a plan. I don't know what's going to go up here and out my brush, but I love winging it. It's one of my favorite things to do. And when I was going through a little bit of a rough patch many years ago, and I sat down with that art journal with nothing in my mind, no preconceived idea, design, whatever, and I just started creating, and I tried to do a page a day the beginning of the year, and I think I lasted like 35 days, and then my schedule just got in the way. But anyway, circles or squares? Triangles. Circles, circles, circles. I love circles. Yay. Okay. Alrighty. Watercolorish or bokeh? Now, if you're not familiar with bokeh, do I have one here? So I did this one on a live that we did where the hearts were bokeh in the background, but there's dots, circles, you know, that the photograph you do and it's kind of out of focus. Or do we want more of a watercolorish look in the background? Bokeh, bokeh. All right, so bokeh or watercolorish? Bokeh, bokeh, bokeh. Watercolorish. Bokeh. Okay. Okay. I think that's what we're going with. And I don't know what I'm painting on it after I do it, but it'll come to me tomorrow. Both. We could do both, right? We could do color in the background. You're right. We could do both. I'm going to leave that one as a little side note. A lot of watercolor is just coming on. Okay, now, I hope you guys pick the one that I want you to pick. And it's not the top one. I'm just saying. But if you do, you do. Hubby won't stop in Savannah. Oh my goodness. You tell him it's worth stopping. Okay, so primary colors or Sandy's choice of colors? So which ones? Primary colors or Sandy's choice of colors? Let me know. Sandy's choice, thank you. Ooh. Thank you guys. I know, right? I mean, you can make a lot of colors with primaries, but I was really just hoping to grab the colors I wanted. Okay. I hate primary colors. You choose. Too funny. Sandy's choice. Sandy's choice. Okay, awesome. We've got a great start. Let's get started. Alrighty. I totally trust you. Thank you, Virginia. So we have a journal page, and I don't know why that one seems different than it does, but we're going to take that one. Okay, so texture. There are many different ways. First time on. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for being here. How do you say your name? Is it Raina? Rania? Happy that you're here. Okay. Okay, so we are going to do, I need to move my mouse out of the way. One of my favorite ways to do texture is with gesso. All right. So, hello, Gloria. We're going to use gesso, and I'm going to do one of my favorite things I love to do. Now, you can do this on any surface. Remember, we're not thinking about surface. We're not thinking that it's just paper. That will keep you from being creative and doing things. Guess what? You can try it here, and then if you like it, you take it to another surface. But many of my members are like, I'm going to do that on a wood surface. Yesterday when we were doing our shoes, many of them had different shoes and did the same style background, but then did a dragonfly like Janet Roach. Hers were amazing. And Janet, feel free to share a picture in the group. She's going to wear them to Net Painting Convention, which I love. Hello, Barbara. You'll love it here. Thank you so much, Lucy. Texture, texture, texture. All right, and then I'm going to use my, get my heat tool. So I'm using my Ranger Heat It. And I just kind of want to get this a little bit dry. So that's going to be our texture, but I'm going to show you some other things that you can do, okay? So I didn't dry it all the way. Another way you can create texture in your background is by using, I don't have my small one, so I use this one, a brayer. A brayer is going to give great texture. It's going to give that little puckering. I don't know if can you see that little puckering in the gesso? And when your colors hit that, it's going to be amazing. These are meant to come out. They'll pop out, and you can stick that right into your water basin. And let's get some baby wipes, just so I can keep my hands clean. All right, so got a little something there. I'm going to lay down a stencil, and I think I'm going to lay down... I do like this one. This is, I'll do the M23. So this is my scroll work. Remember, I used to be a tight scroll work painter. And I kind of started just losing the joy of painting. And Tracy and I started this stencil line, and she had my scroll work turned into a stencil. So even though the gesso is not dry underneath, it's quite all right. Because when I lift that stencil up, it's going to pucker as well, giving me additional texture. Okay, like that. You always want to wash your stencils off when you're using a product like gesso. But just to show you one thing that I love to do is just take another journal page. And you can take either your palette knife or a baby wipe or whatever, and just get all that off. Just put it onto another page, okay? Because that right there can be a part of a background on another page. I know you can barely see it. So let's move that out of the way. Then I would never have thought to use gesso for texture. Oh my gosh. And let me just tell you guys, this is my favorite gesso. So I carry it on my website. It is, it's thick enough that you can use through a stencil. It is not watery. It's not grainy. It is amazing. And I tend to use it a lot of times in my background. Keep your hands clean. You're the queen of getting your fingers involved, right? I'm a firm believer. If you don't have paint on your fingers at the end of the day, you've not had a productive, fun day. So when I'm teaching, or I tend to tell them I'm going to check their fingers at the door and just make sure that they've got paint on their fingers. So just to kind of make it look like goes off without stopping, because that stencil, I just take my finger and move it around. And let's zoom in just a little bit more. Got a little bit of a shadow going on. Okay, and we're going to dry this, and I'll make sure that your rim is clean. Absolutely, it will stick. Or it can add a little bit of that crunchy gesso into your piece, and you don't want that. Okay. So we're going to dry this. It's going to take a minute. I'm going to lift it up because it will sweat through the paper. But with gesso, you always want to make sure that it's 100% dry before you go and add any color, because it will move until it's 100% dry. Modeling paste, you can do the same thing. Modeling paste is just going to take a little bit longer to dry. All right. Thank you, Robin. That is Sandy's signature. Dirty fingers, right? And then my silly nail. I went to load my car for my seminar, and I put a box into my van, and my fingernail was still under it when I lifted my hand. Yeah, that was painful. Popped it right off. Thank you, guys. I've been watching for a while, and I'm so glad I finally joined. Aw, thank you, Dixie Brown. So happy to have you here. Again, I will post tomorrow on my page. Most likely it will be 8 o'clock Eastern. I will be talking more about my membership group, showing you some things that we've done, and then just creating and playing with product. And it, you know, just describing and sharing how you can create on anything, regardless of the surface. All right, I think that's pretty dry. All right, let me move this out of the way real quick. Just want to see. Okay. So that's pretty dry. Now you guys said my choice of colors, which I'm very thrilled about. So I'm gonna do, let's see, well, let's do some collage first, because we've got collage and stamps and stencils. So I think I'll do that before I move into color. I grabbed just some, you can grab some old books. I love to go to thrift stores and stuff and find books that are in a different language. French is always a good one. This one just happens to be German. The other one was Russian, and I was not going to pick that one today. So we'll just pick some of these. I also have other collage paper. So when you're thinking collage paper, I want you to think about magazines, maps. Who still has their atlas map that nobody ever looks at anymore, right? We've got collage paper. I just got some amazing collage books that I shared with my membership group from Amazon. So there are a lot of different things that you can use for collage paper. So maps, some of my jelly plate pieces that I've done. And let's find one that kind of goes with the whole bokeh background type thing. So I might stick away from a pattern. Tracy Morrow sent me these years ago, and I've not used them. So I might use one of those. We'll put those to the side. I think I am going to do a little something with the map. I do like that one, though, because it's got circles, right? So there's our circles, although I will do more circles. That one's kind of cool, but it's kind of dark. I love, can you see that gold shimmer? Oh. So think of your collage papers, your dictionaries, your thesauruses, all these different things that you might have. Okay, I'm gonna have to leave this one over here to the side because I'm kind of digging it. When I'm doing collage, I use matte medium. You can use matte medium, you can use decoupage medium, whatever the case may be. But this is another one that you want to make sure you wipe that rim off. So collage, let's just start tearing some paper. Travel literature, rest stops, absolutely perfect for collage. They're not printed on, these aren't, oh, these are printed on rice paper. So I got some rice paper, and I do have a video on my YouTube channel that shows you the pack that I used, that I got on Amazon. I love that gold. So again, I hate to tear that page, but you know, the thing is, you got to use it, right? Or you're going to end up with a ton of unused stuff. So just start using it. tear some of that. This is the Tim Holtz collage paper. I do carry this. Absolutely love it. I don't know if I'm using all this, but might as well. I don't like straight lines unless the straight line is right along the edge of the page. Okay, I do love those. Alrighty. Oh, I hate to, but I'm going to. I'm going to. Otherwise, it's just sitting in my drawer. And why not create another piece of art out of it? Right? Okay. That was hard. It was one of my favorites I've ever done. And then I do think this is a bag. Not sure where she got those, but I thought it was cool and vintage. Maybe we'll do that. Okay. So let's just move this all out of the way. We're going to use a big brush, like, you know, a 1-inch or 3/4. I'll get it wet, dry it off. Take some of that matte medium. And this is another thing I want you to try and get out of your head and thinking like, oh, where am I going to put that one? Guess what? Just put it down and keep going. I promise you it will come together. And what's going to be cool is when we go to add color to the page and that texture and that layering from the stencil and the gesso is really going to show up and be super pretty. Okay, I don't have anything in my head right now as to what I'm doing, except I am collaging with paper. Trying not to overthink it. A lot of it's going to be covered up anyway. And then you might go, well, why? That's how mixed media works. You layer, and some things are a little more prominent. Some things show up. Some things get hidden. But it's just the process of creating, having fun with it, trying not to overthink. Where did I put those? There. Again, I'm not sure if they're going to show up, but I would love for them to. And I think I want to add that. See, it has a straight line across the top, so I do think I'm going to have to add that up here because, again, I'm a little stickler about, not much on collage, but I am about that, if there's a straight line. So, there. And the texture is going to show through that paper. Let's come in and do some of this. Oh, that gold is so pretty. I'm kind of a little stickler too about things that if it has words, I do like it to either be upright or it can go sideways, but I tend not to put it upside down, if that makes sense. Let's put this. There. All right, and then maybe a little bit of this over here. Okay. And then when you're doing it and you're thinking, oh, this is just a hot mess, how is this going to come together? I promise you at the end of the creative playtime, it will. Just roll with it and trust the process. Absolutely fantastic advice, Dixie. It really is. And most of my lessons, no, I wouldn't say most, many of my lessons on the group are pretty planned out, and I'll do the line drawing and share with them. There are many that I'm just like, we're going to wing it. I'm just going to show you, and especially with Tip Tuesdays and stuff, and you just go with it from there. All right, let's dry that. Again, your matte medium, same brand, DecoArt media line. Carry this and the media line on my page because on my website, because it's my favorite to create with. However, I will be doing many designs upcoming with the new DecoArt because I do love that paint. Alrighty, let's come up here. I always think I need a pattern. You don't need a pattern, Barbara. That's the thing. A pattern is nice, but a pattern is a guideline. Unless you are a very strict painter and it has to be the same color, it has to be within the same lines. I totally get that. I'm not knocking that. There's definitely a place for that when creating. However, if you want to get better at just playing and creating, thinking outside the box, doing different techniques, seeing the different possibilities with art, this type of play really lends itself to helping you with that. Absolutely, Brenda. Yes, use it up. That's, I always tell my members, use what you have. You do not have to have everything I have. That's what, sometimes, you know, I'm like, oh, I don't want to use that because they don't all have it. But guess what? They might have something similar. And many times they pull it out from their stash and are like, I didn't even realize I had this, or I forgot I had this. Okay, so even more so than gesso with matte medium, you want to make sure that that is completely dry before you go putting color on it. Otherwise, it is going to be a sticky mess. Kathy Pruitt, girlfriend, you're going to love it. Thank you, thank you. So happy you joined us. And the thing is, guys, you can join and you can, there's no obligation. You can stay with us for as long as you want, which we'd love to have you forever. But, you know, if you can't work that in, then, you know, you can join by month or you can join by year. Again, you still get access to all the content. But come Friday, the doors are closed. Alrighty. So that is pretty dry. So we've done texture and we've done collage. Now let's do a little stamping and just a little stenciling we did with our, our gesso to give it some texture. So I'm not going to go back to those, but I am going to go to my stamps. And I tend to use it, I'll show you two ways. I grabbed my favorites, my Tim Holtz stamps. I do have a sale going on right now. I did not take the prices down, but I love the script stamps. I got some butterflies, some shattered, that postage, which I love. So let's start there. And I'm using Stays On ink, and hopefully this is inked up enough. I should have checked it. But when you're stamping, guys, in your, nope, I think it's pretty dry. Let's go to a different one. I could already feel when I went to ink up my stamp. Okay, that one seems pretty wet. When you are inking up your stamp, you want to test it on another piece of paper before you go to your piece. Okay? And ink sticks better to ink. So I clean my stamps, but not very often. A stamp expert would probably say that's wrong. You need to clean them all the time. But the ink sticks better to the ink. So I'm just going to run that on. And I'm using Stays On because you can paint over it. You can use it over paint. You can put water on it, and it's not going to bleed. All right. So let's just stamp that here and there, but not everywhere. All right, so that's one, and then let's do this fun little postage thing, and your stamps, most of them will stick on the back of the lid. I typically just hold it. Alrighty. So again, we've got script, we've got, these are Stampers Anonymous, Tim Holtz, amazing stamps. Then let's just for grins, let's just put some butterflies in there, because everything's better with the butterfly, right? Oop, I think that's the dry one. Oh, let me show you a trick. Get it here. If you have Stays On ink pads, which you can get many places, you can get the refill on Amazon. So I probably have 20 or so of these because I did them for a seminar. And then I'm thinking, they're all drying out. Well, I'm not replacing that many. And someone suggested, hello, go to Amazon, get the refill. And then you can do your stamping. Now, another thing is if you don't want it too dark, you want it a faint, is stamp it off on a piece of paper first, and then go to your surface. And then you saw that one, it wasn't completely solid, so I know I need to put ink other places. But we'll just do, and again, a lot of this might be covered up. That was way too dark, Sandy. So I'm gonna do here, there. I want to just a little bit more faint. I would so use this. This is great collage paper, okay? I also have a video. I did it with my membership group first, and then I brought it to my YouTube, Sandy Sundays in the Studio, with how to create your own collage paper using tissue paper, stamps, and stencils. Alrighty. So now that we've got our stamps, we've got our texture, we've got some collage going on. I want to put a little bit of this. And I'm not looking up. I know I need to. Again, it's me, myself, and I, so I will look at the questions. Hi, Nancy. And we'll just put a little bit. I love, love, love this stamp. In fact, I just sent Tracy Morrow some Happy Mail, and that was one of the stamps I threw in there. Okay. Again, a lot of it's going to be covered, but what shows through is just going to give some great interest to your finished piece. We're going to put colors on this. I'm going to mull it over and sit on it tonight, and then tomorrow I will paint something on it, okay? But I'm going to do another background too before we're done today. Alrighty. So, again, productive, fun. I'm going to just kind of hit that with the heat tool. Make sure it's dry. I am loving this. Sorry, I have to use it. Okay, we're going to use that. See, if you thought it was trash, it's not. It can go, oh, that's gesso. We don't need gesso. We want matte medium. I was gonna say, I was using tissue paper to stamp images on decoupage them. They just melt into the background. Right, Sue? I absolutely love that. And again, yes, I did that with my membership group, and then I did share it here on my YouTube channel because it's a great way to create your own collage paper, especially with the background you want to do. Let's put that one right there. And I need more. So you can be generous with that matte medium. I have a butterfly there, but it's a little faint, so we're going to bring this one out. See how that just ties right in? I might have to do a picture of my studio and share it with you guys when I'm done because I have got stuff everywhere. All right, let's dry this. See, that's a great little one too, even though it's not complete. Alrighty, I can get text and chat, but no audio, no video. Huh, Loretta, sorry about that. I can't draw a stick figure. Veronica, yes, you can. You just need to You need to see shape and see how to draw it. That was one of my favorite lessons I shared with my group a couple of years ago on how to see the shape of flowers. Because once you do and you see the way that things are formed, it's so much easier and it breaks it down to just easier steps. And before you know it, you're drawing and creating. I never knew how to draw until I got further into my painting journey, and I drew the way I would paint. So that helped me a lot. Okay, so we're going to add some colors, and I'm going to do the bokeh, but I am going to do some watercolorish paint. And I'm thinking I'm going to use the media line because it's my favorite. If you don't have this, you can use any colors. So I don't need that. I need my my palette paper, which is right here. Hello. I moved it and it's buried. So I used the Jack Richardson gray palette paper. I love. You can take your baby wipe and you can wipe it off. And reuse that page even after it dries. Okay, so this is the media line. This is quinacridone magenta. I'm going to use, you know what? I think I'll switch it up. I think I'm going to use some tangerine in the Americana line. Oop, that needs to be shaken up. I'm going to use some cobalt teal hue. You could use Laguna, peacock teal, Bahama blue in that line. Then maybe we'll see. We'll see. But let me show you first. When you're creating on something like this and there are all those different colors, and then you put more color on top, sometimes it fights each other. So if you take a little gesso and water it down, get very inky consistency, you can tone down some of that in the background so that the things are going to be in the foreground show up a little bit more. Okay, now I do want to come back and get rid of some of that, especially on this paper that has a little gold. Okay, but this is your best friend. If you don't like something, gesso over it. Okay, I think I will take that and just make a little bit of texture. And then let's dry it. Love the new color Stormy. Stormy is a great color. After we join the group, do we get an email or anything for the... Yes, so as soon as we're done, anyone that joined tonight, I will send you the information. And then I also send a newsletter out once a month, and it has links to all the past year's lessons so that you have an easy access just to get right to them. But it isn't an automatic thing once you sign up on my website. So it's something that I have to actually go in and do. Alrighty, so I'm lifting it up often. First off, because it's going to sweat on the back. The other thing is I have plexiglass on here, and it tends to buckle a little bit. Thank you, Janet. Oh, that's too funny. Brenda, you should see my house. Because I work with DecoArt, I have one of all their products in my dining room. And then teaching at conventions and working with companies and stuff. And they send you surfaces and pieces. And then now having my own laser machine. Oh, my goodness gracious. It's nonstop everything. Okay. So I love, see just that little palette knife of gesso that went on there. Okay, let's get it wet. I'm going to grab some paper towels. Again, we're just doing the background, and then I'm going to kind of look at it and see what it speaks to me, because our art does speak to us. See what it wants painted on it, and then I will paint on this tomorrow. So I need water. So I just have a little spritzer bottle. Get some water. And I think I'm gonna do a combination. I'm gonna do a little watercolor-ish, but then I might take my palette knife and add some color as well. So I'm gonna add that cobalt teal hue. And let's just darken that just a little bit. Prussian blue hue. Oh, color in this line is absolutely stunning. Isn't that pretty? Oh, love that color. Okay. And then I'm gonna spritz that with a little bit of water, let that kind of move, have a little mind of its own. And then let's dry it. You're very cool that way, Chris, and all my members. Oh, okay, you couldn't find an email? Oh, I will have to make sure I send that. I did share it in the membership group as well, but it just doesn't, Facebook changed something, so it doesn't come up with all the links anymore. Let's just let that drip and move. So I've been asked this many times too, is mine art journaling, decorative painting, mixed media? And I have to tell you, it's not one, it's all. And not just that, but because I do travel around to different shows where new products are being created and shared, I tend to share, you know, product information. I'm a big proponent too of using product differently than how they say to use it. I always like to see the limits I can push a product to. So your husband's listening to NASCAR. Too funny. Who's his driver, Loretta? Mine used to be Jeff Gordon, but when he retired, we kind of stopped watching it. Now my husband watches Formula One. Alrighty. Okay, that's getting there. That's the takes the longest is drying. But I don't want to make mud. So even if that's a little bit wet, I can still come in with that quinacridone magenta. And again, the cool thing is when we come back tomorrow and you're like, oh, we painted that on that background? Yes. Just let it move. The cool thing I think about mixed media, again, other than just allowing yourself to play with product and create, is it's almost like an element of surprise. You have an idea of what you're doing, but at the same time, there really aren't any rules. You just play, and if it doesn't feel right, throw in another color, throw on a little gesso. And I will put a little gesso on here and show you how I separate and tone down some of the color. But I'm loving that. Do you want to get just a paper towel? I'm going to lift some of that color. And white space is a fine thing too. Not everything has to be painted in. Hello, Eileen. Again, I love those little drippy drips, the way it moves and blends with other color. You can make mud real quick, adding orange to those colors. So I tend to, like I'm doing here, just dry it enough. And then if you want to soften anything out, get that watercolor effect. But we're going to put some of that bokeh in the background as well. So we do want some color there. One thing I often hear when I teach these classes at conventions and stuff too is, oh, I don't even know where to start with mixed media. As you can see here, we started with texture. So write yourself some notes, right? Okay, do I want a smooth page or a texture page? Do I want to use stamps and stencils today, or do I want to use paper? And give yourself some guidelines and go from there and just play and see what you come up with. The thing is, at the end of the day, if you don't start, you're not going to start, right? Or you're not going to know how to do it, or you'll always think that it's outside your wheelhouse. It really isn't. I will say with decorative painters especially, we can take mixed media and things to the next level. And that's one thing I love to do in my art journal with cast shadows and things, is to take it to that next level like a decorative painter would. Okay, so let's get that brush. Well, I'll use the other one. I'm going to put some orange, and I'm not going to put it everywhere. This is tangerine, but we'll put it in a couple places. And then again, just kind of mush it around. So I'm going to use a paper towel. Get some of that orange. Okay, but I do want to come back with a little heavier color, so I think I'll come back with a little palette knife of orange. Okay. Mine usually end up with a theme. A theme is always great. So you can find let me find it on my thing here. If you go to my website right there, sandymcteerdesigns.com, you'll see that little logo, and it will give you information about my membership group. Okay, and you can also message me. You can private message me and ask me for more information. Happy to help. Okay, so that's the orange, and then I'm going to come back with a little bit of the quinacridone magenta. Oh, loving that rich color, but we're going to take it down a little. Especially that. And again, one thing I always would get hung up on when I was playing in my journal or creating art was if I made everything too bright, and it was going to fight with whatever my design was going to be, is that a light coat of gesso over it will tone it down and just make for an incredible piece. So let's get a little bit of that on there. And this art journal, you can see how much water, how much paint, matte medium, gesso I've used. At the end of my creations, it typically feels like leather. It can withstand so much abuse of what you throw at it. And that's one of the reasons that it is my go-to art journal. I do have it on my website. You can find it many places. Amazon, it's ridiculously expensive. Don't buy it there. Aw, thank you, Melinda. Yes, again, I kind of lost my joy for creating and painting many moons ago, and I needed a way to just to change the way I thought about what I wanted to create and how I wanted to create it, and just continually search for different things, different ways to create. I'm a firm believer that if you feel that you know it all or that you can do it all, it's time to put the brushes up. Okay, so let this dry, and we're going to throw in we're going to do that bokeh background, which is going to tone down a lot of this. But it's also going to give us a really cool background for whatever I paint on it tomorrow. And at the end, when we get done, I want you guys to kind of chime in of what you would like to see painted on it. Just looking at the colors and the background, not right now, but at the end. This paper is by Yvonne. See you later. Let me know when your package arrives down in Australia. So it is the 98 pound. Okay, so it's the 7x10 Grumbacher in and out, which is my go-to. Now, if you've got an art journal, you can take your scissors right in between each of these and do a little snip on your paper. You'll be able to take it out. Okay, but you do want to make sure it's mixed media paper. All right, so now let's get our circles. So we're going to do that bokeh background. I have a new stencil too that's going to be on the website this week. That one. And where's the other one? Oh, I already showed you that one. The plaid, but love this one. And then I have a little butterfly one that is going out. Okay, so let's do circles. So a little circle maker. So Tracy and I have we have a variety, squares and circles. You can also get circles. Let's move that. Find my pieces from. You can get these at Michael's. You can get them on Amazon. But they have. Oh, thank you, Pam. Okay, so this has a variety of stencils. This is also Artist Loft, so Michael's, but I love all the different sizes of circles that we have on the three, okay? So with our page, we're gonna come in, and I'm gonna start with this one because it's got a great variety of bokeh, which is B-O-K-E-H, and then we want some stencil brushes, so I'm gonna grab a couple colors, and white. So let's get wherever my white is. All right, so I'm just going to use Snow Titanium White. And some of this might be a little wet, and that's totally good because it's going to pick up some of those colors. But we do want to get a dry paper towel. Okay, so we'll get a dry paper towel. And I'm just going to do soft circular motions. So loaded it up, wiped it off. You can put them together, load it up, wipe it off. That's going to keep, first off, it's going to keep that paint from being too thick. We want to see through those. It's like when you take a picture of something and you get that glare. We want to see through it. We'll have some that are a little bit darker, but for now we want to kind of keep those soft and airy so that you see some of the colors behind. Some are going to be big, some are going to be small. But if we don't wipe that brush off, first off, it's going to be too thick, and you're going to get up underneath that stencil. We don't want to do that. So see how much that one's a little bit brighter. But the bokeh background was one of the first I did with my membership group, and I hadn't really seen it anywhere. And then all of a sudden it just pops up everywhere. So, which is awesome. That's how it should be in art. Same thing with the masters. We did that last year with all the different masters, and then all of a sudden you started seeing all the things with the masters and showing up in puzzles and diamond art, and my members would send pictures to me. Because we had just done it. So I don't know how that works in my mind, but for some reason I've always been able to kind of pick out the trends before they become a trend. I remember the owner of a company asked me one time how I do that, and I was like, I honestly can't tell you. I see things repeatedly, and it is in my subconscious, and then all of a sudden it's something I'm doing. Okay, so different shapes, different sizes, not shapes. We're still using a circle. It's going to show up better on some colors than others. But I'm just kind of flip-flopping back and forth. And just touching it will lift some of that color up. Okay, so let's pick up some more. Aw, thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Betty. I try. I try. It's always my #1 goal when I teach, is to inspire people to, you know, get out your brushes, get out your paint, and to not overthink. When we start to lose that joy for creating, because just many reasons, many things, life. I was teaching in Knoxville, and I was telling them that 2 of my least favorite words when it comes to art is always and never, because those 2 words can keep you from creating and growing. So when it always has to be done a certain way, or someone tells you that's not the way to do it, that you never do it that way, guess what? It kills that that excitement for, you know, new things, different things. And it really can kill that creativity and that spark of wanting to do something different. So don't ever let those 2, never and always, get in your way of creating. Okay, so we've got that bokeh background. I might add just a couple more. And then I'm going to come in with a little bit brighter white. So I didn't wipe as much off. I've got dots all over my hands. And one of the coolest things I think with my group too, since I've started, is so many people have come into their own style. And so when they post their lessons and the things that we've done, or something that they've worked on outside the group, you know, it's been cool to see how their style has really been influenced by our lessons, and that they continue with that style. I absolutely love that. I don't want everything to look just like mine. You know, you've got to put yourself into it. All right, so we've got the bokeh background going on, right? Pretty cool. So let's dry that. Woo, made it to Georgia. Happy to hear that, Loretta. Oh, thank you, Kay. Now, another thing is, you can always come in, like if you're like, oh, I want that white to be a little more, you know, that bokeh to be a little bit more blue, is you can kind of come in and just add a little color to it. That one has a little blue. That one might have a little orange. Okay. Now, so those were my colors. And we did the bokeh, and we did the texture, and we did the background, and we did the collage. I think we've hit everything, yeah, and circles, which we've got our circles from our bokeh background. But I am going to take some gesso and just show you another way that I love to use this product. And again, put it on your palette paper, and just like we did in the very beginning, just picks up some of that texture. And kind of lighten the background just a little bit here and there, but not everywhere. All right, then I'm going to come in, and So see where I just put that on and how it picked up that stencil that's in the background. Again, all those little valleys and dips and peaks, the more you layer, the more you add, are going to show up. Okay, one last little thing, and I'm going to put this one to the side. I will sit on it, look at it in the morning, see what it speaks to me of what needs to be on here. When it's completely dry at the end, I would love y'all's input and love for you to chime in on what you would like to see painted on it, whether it's a flower or a dragonfly or a butterfly or a girl or whatever. Thank you, Judy. You're so sweet. I did hear that, so yesterday on the live that I did with my group, we used the DecoArt So Soft and then also the styling paint that Country Bear carries, the styling paint, which is awesome. It's a great paint for leather, faux leather, fabric, canvas. Okay, so I am thinking this one's going to be put to the side. Now when I paint whatever design I paint on it, there might be some additional little whatever we put in the background. I like to come back sometimes and use that stencil that I use in the background. But I'm going to hold it up in a second so that you can see the collage paper, right? I loved that one. The stamping that we did, the stenciling that we did over here, the stamping, the collage paper. So it does show up, but it doesn't show up all at one time and in your face like when we first put it down. I might even come back in and add some of this just so that that gold that first drew me to that page is represented in my design. But again, I kind of have to look at this and see what I want to paint on it. So y'all look at it real quick. Tell me what you're thinking, what you'd like to see on there. I'm just going to throw a couple other little colors on this palette so I can do the next page, although I'm not doing anything with it tonight, but I will this week. It's one of my favorite things to do with my journal. And that's to use my palette paper. Okay. Seeing a theme here. What theme? What theme, Loretta? I think a girl would look wonderful. I know. So let me know. What are you seeing? What do you think could be painted on that? All right, I'm going to put it to the side. Fairy. Ah. You could splatter it with gold. Absolutely, Sue Braun. We sure can, and let's just do that. Where's my gold? Well, I don't have my gold. My gold is at the other workplace. So, tomorrow, I will pull my gold so that we can do that. Okay, so just an elephant. I haven't painted an elephant. Well, I did paint an elephant for a friend once. In the middle, you can see a face. Yes, you kind of can, right? Wisteria. I love wisteria. Let me see if I have it or if I already threw it down. I don't know if it's in this one. Well, this was one I did at convention in Vegas. And I did the background. And when I did, her eyes kind of showed up in the piece. And so then I drew her. This is modeling paste, so it is so dimensional. It's an old Andy Skinner. And then I did that same neurographic over her. But that one has, do you see the puckering in the background? That I did with the brayer. So all of that texture came from the brayer, but I'm trying to see if I have in here the piece. I don't know if I do. We did all these. We did backgrounds. It might be in my other journal, which I already threw over to the other side of the room. So I don't have it to show it to you. These were fun. These were from a magazine. This is one of our first Zoom classes that we did. And we cut out a girl or whatever. And then we did flowers, and this was in a magazine, and, you know, just did this collage thing, but kind of the same idea, starting with your background, doing different things, you know, matte mediating them on. I could paint her face, do some rosy cheeks, give her more, you know, color in her face, which would be so fun. Yeah, I don't have that piece with me, but this was another one we did, which was the cover of our art journal. And this lesson is on my YouTube channel. Because I loved it so much, I took it from my cover to a wood surface and have a pattern packet and shared that lesson on my YouTube channel. But there again, colors, stamps, gesso, just playing and having fun and creating. A big dragonfly would be cool. I think so too. I did a similar girl. Okay. So let me see. What I want to do now on this one is put a little bit more white. So what I did with them on several of our lessons, and it always comes back as one of their favorite lessons that we've done, and that is using the colors that you have on your palette. And while I'm adding to it and cheating, I kind of want to get a little bit more color on a piece for tomorrow. So I'm going to take my journal page. This has been gessoed, just a one thin layer of gesso, okay? And I'm going to fold my palette paper in half. And I did share this on a live not too long ago, I think last year, the year before, with you guys. But there's always ways to use your paint. Remember on the last live I said, use your paint to create other colors. So if you've got a black and a yellow, look and see what greens you can make. A blue and a yellow, see what greens you can make. Use the paint on your palette. I used to paint scroll work. It was my thing to create and paint scroll work so that I could get better at it with whatever color I had left on my palette. Okay, so we are just going to lightly mix that. I've got some cool colors there. Okay. Awesome, Loretta. It's fun, isn't it? And you can kind of move some of that around. But I'm going to take that page, and even though I gessoed it, which is going to be a little bit of a barrier, I'm going to get it wet just so it takes that paint better. Lay it down. Typically, I'd lay that on top, but just for the sake of you guys seeing what I'm doing, just kind of put it here and there. Okay, I'm going to do something with this on, what's the day? I'm going to do something with this on Tuesday with you guys. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to paint on this, but on Tuesday I'm going to show you what you can do with this. All right, and how you can use that paper. You could probably do 2 or 3 polls from that, right? But for the sake of space, I'm just going to put it over there. Okay. Now, you can always come in with a little water. If you're like, oh, I'd love for that color to dive right into that one. And it might look like a hot color mess right now, but I guarantee you it will come together and be a really pretty background for a page. Okay. So, let's... cool, looks like a pansy in the center, right? Until I just watered it down. All right, let's boondocking at Cracker Barrel. Too funny. I see a butterfly. Ooh, awesome. Yeah, I see a couple of things in this one. But again, when I show you guys how I put it all together and put a design on it and take away most of that color with a background color. Hands down, probably one of my favorite lessons in my group. And again, they always come back to it saying that's one of their favorites. So, oh, thank you, Debbie. Thank you so much. Oh, Sue, I know. Every single time I do a live, I always think of you because you're like, use your palette. And I should. But anyway, okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to leave you with some information. And again, check out my website. We'd love to have you join us in the membership group. I will be back tomorrow at 8 painting something on this page. Not sure what yet. But it'll be fun. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'll be with you. The doors to my membership group close on Friday. All right. Have a great week. Don't forget, if you are stuck, if you're not inspired, if you're not encouraged to create, get out one piece of wood, Brenda, out of your stash. And everybody else that has a stash, get out a surface, get out your paper, gesso it, paint it with a base coat, and I promise you that momentum of creating will get you to creating, okay? So, y'all have a great week. I will see you guys tomorrow night. I'll post it on my page what time, but most likely 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern time, all right? Don't forget, you guys, sign up for that Better World Challenge over at DecoArt.com for an opportunity to win, up to $10,000 in prizes. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Thanks for being here, and thanks everyone that signed up today. I will get all that information out to you tonight, okay? Have a great one. Bye.